Bars and Threads, featuring our Paris, a hip hop head, Joe 360, hip hop historian, lures on point to fashion and sneakers to no end. This is episode 6. Happy to be here. Let's get right into it. The More Chores in Store chapter. All right, make sure you do some things for me here. I want you to subscribe. I want you to comment. I want you to like this because we're going to get right down into it. First, the verses. Cash Money versus No Limit. First and foremost, I want to give a major shout out to Mia X and Juvenile from both crews because they basically held it down respectfully. And they showed that hip hop is in the South, and they represented those crews on a lyrical level like they should have been doing. And I have to say, I really appreciated what I saw in the verses when it came from them. I don't know how you have a verses without Mystical and Lil Wayne, but hey, it is what it is. No Lil Wayne, no Mystical. Silk the Shocker, in all honesty, you were trash when you came out with those lyrics. You were trash when you performed them on the verses. And you, sir, are trash. Don't rap, you know what I mean? Do other business ventures. I hope you got your other business ventures on lock because we could do it without hearing you rap on any tracks or collabs with anyone. That's just my opinion, I only call it like I see it. And yes, I honestly have to say that. I didn't pick a winner between either crew because it was just very entertaining. Plus the memes from Master P, running in place. You got everybody on TikTok running in place, doing all kinds of funny things or whatever. So I got to give it to you. It was very entertaining. So that's one thing I can say about the verses. Again, without having Lil Wayne there and not having Mystical there, I think that that was a major part missing right there for me. To get right into it, let's talk about something different. Let's talk about this court and hip hop issues. All of this court and hip hop. Speaking of court, Cam is suing J. Cole. I'm not used to seeing the court system in hip hop so much, but business is business, I guess. You got to be held accountable for holding your side of the deal, I guess. I really don't want to get too far into that because I don't really like the word court hip hop. I mean, let's keep the judicial system out of hip hop unless somebody's speaking about it and some dope bars. Cam has been very transparent as to why he's going to take him to court, but you know the show talking with Flea, and it is what it is. You might want to check that out to see if Cam does have a opinion based on he's going to court. I don't think he's going to really say but so much. But I did see that is definitely the truth. It was on TMZ and other news outlets that he's going to court with J. Cole. So then speaking of court, Drake is also appealing the case that he lost. So he is going back to court and appealing the decision that the court made, saying that the case is basically thrown out. He can't take the loss from a battle rap. Wow. Suing for losing and appealing for a battle rap is diabolical. In all honesty, I don't even know how to make sense out of it. You can't even make it make sense because it don't. My opinion of that is that Drake, you got to get back into that space where you need to be at. I don't know how you're going to get there, but you need to find that space and get there as fast as you can. Speaking of Drake, they saying that there was no top 40 rap songs on the Billboard Hot 100 since February 1990. Now, I don't agree with it being because of Drake. A lot of the music, with the exception of some hip hop, has been gatekeep because of ageism and passing the buck. This is why I believe this is happening, plus lack of originality. How many twerk songs, how many drill songs, how many take out your op songs, how many records, auto-tune or mumble, reciprocated hits have fallen off at this point. So, you can't keep pushing the needle when the needle is just, the record's not even moving. It's like it ain't even no power in the turntable. So that's where it's going at, because it stood still for so long that it's just not translating well the same thing over and over and over again. And I hear a lot of comments about people saying, "Oh, the purists wanted to go back to the dinosaur era." Watch your mouth. That is exactly what we're not trying to do. We just want the originality that has been minimal to the recreation of last week's music. So take note, or last year's music. So take note. So when you lack originality in any form of music, I don't think you stay around a long time. I mean, if your music only lasts, our album only lasts only 3 or 4 weeks or 6 weeks of even listening quality, and it has no future use, then that's disposable music. That's just something that you want to hear for the time, and then it's trashed, and you don't even want to hear that song again. And you can't even say the lyrics 5 to 10 years later. That's not timeless music. So stop coming at the purists and talking about, oh, we want the boom bap back, and it's just was trapped in time and all of that. No, that's what you feel, because you trapped in your mind to think that, oh, what's being released should be accepted, even if it's not understood. What's not understood is not to be accepted. So figure out what you guys want to call the purists. People like me, who think that bars and lyrics matter, and so do good beat selection, and so do something entertaining for the people to feel. I don't know. Think about that. Take note of that. I did put up the November sneaker releases. I did make a mistake on that on Instagram. I put up last year's sneaker releases, which was my fault, but I did kind of put other things on there to save it so that I knew that I could get it back to, what sneakers were coming out that week or whatever. And I did put a lot of other releases. And some of it, the last sneaker release that I put up in October was trash. I will admit to it. I'm working on that. I'm finding a better way of getting the sneakers that I know are coming out. And I don't want to just do sneaker content. I do want to do more fashion content. That's why I do have a couple things from Complex Con. I'll get to that in a little bit. Complex Con, as I was saying, it was okay maybe. I don't know who picks out these sneakers for Sneaker of the Year. I'm not sure who does that, but one thing I want to let you know, stop doing it, because Air Max 95s, I love the Air Max 95s, and I'm not hating on anybody on that panel. I love Air Max 95, but when you have it up there 3 times, you know what I mean? I'm looking at it or twice, I'm sorry, or any sneaker model up there twice or 3 times, like whether they're Jordan 4s, whether they're Concords, I mean 11s, or whatever the shoe is. If it's up there twice, I beg to differ. That's just not, because you're giving them the same shoe, the same brand, and a different collab, a number on a chart, which is still the same shoe. The quality is not that much different, except for maybe the leather or whatever else they're doing with the sneaker. But come on. So that was one thing that I did want to say about Complex Con 2025, that the sneaker part is always the most difficult. And if I would have been in there, I would have been born in some of the stuff also. So I do get it. And I do love Air Max 95s, don't get it wrong. I've got 3 this year. But come on, y'all. Come on. We got to do better with the sneaker panel up there and the voters and whoever's putting in what the best sneakers of the year should be. And let's stop being biased to just Nike product. I think we there's some other sneakers that did come out that did kind of shake and rattle and make some moves out here. So let's just not just be biased to Nike, and please stop putting all basketball shoes. Also, that's another thing. Like I see these sneakers of the year or certain shoes being sneaker of the year, and I don't see none of these people wearing these basketball shoes out here unless you're on a court. And I ain't really going to no court at my age at this point. 2K at the most. But come on with the basketball shoes, man. I mean, some of them I could probably rock with a fit, but I mean, I ain't. This. Come on now. I mean, Complex, we got to do better. But anyway, I want to just give a special shout out to Ralph Lauren, who remains timeless in the fashion community. The newer clothes, the jewelry, everything that you've been doing, sir, has been immaculate, and it is timeless quality, and it is classic. So if someone is speaking against that, you are a great architect of finding your sense of being here forever, and it's duly noted, sir. One thing I also wanted to say, Supreme has had their reign forever and the release button all year. You can check out their site. I mean, Supreme has been dropping heat after heat after heat after heat. It is for, skateboarders or whatever at one point in time. It was called something called streetwear at one point in time, but I think that the lane that they're going into, Supreme is killing it right now. Coach is killing it right now. There's a couple other companies that I honestly have to say are killing it. And I want to thank ComplexCon 2025 for introducing a lot of the new collabs and sneakers. Congrats to Nigel Sylvester. I'm not going to hate on you, sir, for the Brick by Brick Spring Sneaker of the Year. That was definitely a good play, and I think that you really deserve that, sir. I don't have a pair. I wish I could get a pair, but the Brick by Bricks definitely were number one on the list. I disagree with the list almost every year, so they noticed that we got to make these lists for hype beasts, and I think that that's a part of the whole sequence of doing things or whatever. But come on, man, with the list. I do have a few in the top 10. I think I probably have 4 shoes in the top 10. Another shoe that I felt like that we shouldn't be glorifying is when somebody does a collab, and the collab has been done almost 3,000 times. Lil Yachty, I'm not coming at that Air Force One, but come on, bro. You got that from Bape, number one. Then Nike remixed it after Bape did it and saw the success of what Bape was doing with it. And then Undefeated did the same, almost exactly close to the same shoe you did. And then you come out with Chores. And now it's worth like $700-800. Nah, not me. Not someone like me who be paying that price if I already had to shoot like 5 times. I just think that you just threw a little something on the side of it, and it's your shoe, so it's worth that money. So congrats to you on that particular shoe. But come on, bro. I didn't like the shoe then, and I don't like the shoe now. So that's just my opinion. But we're gonna keep it moving. I do have a hip-hop quotable for you, and it's the entire song of Mad-ism by a group called Channel Live featuring KRS-One. The entire song is a hip-hop quotable from the beginning of the song to the end. I love every lyric of that song. I mean, it's a very, how should I put it, motivational type of song for me, and I enjoy listening to that song. I also want to say congratulations to Outkast for making the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. You're an inductee. I'm proud of Andre and Big Boy. You're very deserving of that. I was going to do some album ratings. I think I'm just going to do a complete 7th episode of just ratings alone. So that's why I said more Chores in Store episode for this one, just to keep you in tune in hip hop. I did release also the new albums that came out. It wasn't a lot, but I did release those that were, I think, worth listening to, because I did listen to a lot of albums, and I have listened to a lot. And I didn't get a lot of songs off of every album that I listened to, and it was really torture. But what I did was I picked the albums that I thought that might be worth listening to. So if you have any suggestions of albums that I didn't put up that you wanted to see put up there that you thought was a good listen, actually comment that, leave that on Instagram, or you can put that right here on the YouTube channel. One thing that I like to tell my subscribers and anybody who's watching, please hit that subscribe button, please like, and please comment. And this is another episode of Bars and Threads, a purist, a hip-hop head, a lyricist, a historian, Jhob 360, and a man.